Your eye looks horrible.
You can't cover that up with mascara.
I know that.
Looks like you beat me up. Okay, hide it a little bit. Oh, that hides it a bit. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the channel.
Sorry.
Welcome to the channel.
Welcome
Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel.
We are Petra and Kat. Come along as we share travel tips and discover new and unforgettable destinations. From hidden gems to popular landmarks, we hope our travel tales will inspire you to embark on your own adventures.
Welcome to the channel.
I'm Petra.
And I'm Kat.
And today we're talking about an incredible experience at a place called Reef World. It is day 45 of our big adventure, and we are leaving the beautiful little town of Airlie Beach to go to Reef World.
How did you find Reef World again?
I was on the Google, and this thing popped up, and it was through an outfit called Cruise Whitsundays, and it was taking you snorkeling on the Great Barrier Reef. Well, we had already been snorkeling on the Great Barrier Reef, but it was the outer reef, and this was the inner reef, so that automatically appeals to me. And then I found out that for a quite large sum of money, you could actually...
Not too bad for what it was.
Oh, it wasn't bad for what it was at all. But it still felt like a lot because our budget was, significantly less. But it was definitely worth saving for, believe me. So it was an overnight on the Great Barrier Reef. And everything that I read about on the website came true and more. So the first thing that we did was get on a ferry from the port of Airlie.
With a lot of people.
Yes. So about 200 people a day get to go to this permanently moored pontoon on the Hardy Reef.
Yep.
And of those 200 people, roughly 170 of them stay for several hours and then go back. But if you're part of the lucky 28, you get to spend the night. So we're on a ferry with 200 people going to the Hardy Reef.
Which is about 3 hour drive. Beautiful boat ride through the Whitsunday Islands. It was gorgeous.
It really was. And we met this lovely couple, Lynn and Aaron, who we just hung out with for the rest of the time we were together. And they were lovely from England. We had such a good time with them. So on the ferry ride over, you can sign up for all the extra activities like the helicopter ride, diving, guided snorkeling. And then once you get to the pontoon, they served a really nice buffet lunch. And we thought it was really nice, but it was just the beginning of some amazing food.
Yeah, they had amazing food. Plus, we had a tea. Before we even had lunch, they had a tea where you had coffee and tea and little things to eat. Snacks, yeah.
They took good care of us for sure. And everybody that worked there was super friendly. And as we always say, it doesn't matter how good the experience is if the people aren't nice, and these people were fabulous.
Yeah, over the top nice. Not in a bad way, but in a good way.
Once we got off the ferry onto the pontoon, we were greeted by Joe and Brooke, who were our sort of hostesses. They were the ones that took care of our needs basically throughout the entire time we were there. And some people got on a semi-sub, which is basically a cross between a submarine and glass bottom boat. We saved that for the next day because the people that were already on the pontoon, which was the 28 people who had stayed the night before,
absolutely,
were still doing their activities. So we were sort of off to the side waiting for them to get back on the ferry before we had free reign of everything. But it was worth the wait.
I think the check-in time for the actual getting into our, what we would call a glam tent was around 2 p.m., correct?
I think so, yes. We got a chance to put our stuff into a little cubby and enjoy our time while the staff got our area for sleeping ready. And then, yes, we got to check in, and we got into what they call pods.
Yeah,
they are
pretty cool pod.
Queen-sized beds that were very comfortable, that had a curved tent over top, and you could open up the sides. You could actually open up the whole thing, which we did at one point because then you can see the stars. And there's zero light pollution, so you can really see the stars. They were beautifully appointed. They had USB ports. They had little fans. They gave us water bottles, and we had our towels and sheets and blankets and pillows and everything you could possibly imagine that you need, and room under the pod to store your overnight bag. Now, that is one thing you need to know before you go, is you only have room for an overnight bag. So if you have other luggage, you have to plan in advance. The good news is that they have a place where you can store your luggage at the ferry terminal. You just have to get there early enough so that you get in before they're full.
Let's talk about the food on this trip. This is
my goodness,
unbelievable.
It was.
I can't believe how many different teas and little things that they did for us that just made everything good. Now, one thing to remember, we didn't have to pay anything extra for the food. It was all included in the price, and that included drinks as well.
Yeah, and it was gourmet food. They had a class chef on the pontoon making incredible food, and they met every dietary allergy issue that anybody could possibly have. There were people who were gluten-free, there were people who were vegetarian, there were people who were vegan, there were people who were dairy-free, and each person got their own meal if that's the case. I can't eat peppers. I get horrible stomach aches if I eat any kind of green, red, jalapeno, whatever pepper. And so there were a couple of meals where I got something completely different from everybody else.
Yeah, it
they
was
took
nice.
Such good care of us. The food was incredible. The service was amazing. We got tea and lunch on the ferry.
Right.
We got afternoon tea, appetizers, dinner, and dessert that night. The next morning, incredible breakfast, another tea. We got lunch on the pontoon, and then another snack on the way back on the ferry the next day.
There's no way you were going to walk away from this whole experience hungry.
And it was unlimited drinks as well.
Yeah.
And they had a really nice selection. You would think it would be fairly limited selection. They really didn't. I discovered ginger beer, which is an alcoholic ginger ale, basically, and that's more or less all I had. They do encourage you to be careful about drinking if you're going to do this snorkeling or the diving.
Well, you have to drink responsibly no matter what.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. But there were people who were drinking quite a lot, and they didn't bat an eyelash at them. You know? And nobody got rowdy, which was good. There were 12 pods, each with 2 people in them, and then there were 2 underwater bedrooms. Those cost a little extra. We chose not to do it because A, we wanted to see the stars. B, we were concerned about claustrophobia, and C, we were already pushing our budget. The people who got those special underwater bedrooms got a special dinner option as well, where they got to dine on their own down there as well. What was really nice was we had an opportunity to go down to the other side where the bedrooms weren't to see the underwater observatory.
You can see all the fish. It was really cool.
It really was. So on the first day, we signed up for the very first possible helicopter that we could, which was, I don't know, maybe 3:15, 3:30, something like that.
Yep. The bright of day.
Yes. And we got to go with Lynn and Aaron, which was lots of fun. We got a little pontoon boat, I guess, little tiny boat.
It was like a speedboat, but there's these fixed helicopter pads that are in the ocean, far away from the reef. So you have to take a boat to get there. So I'm sure you were all wondering, like, where are these helicopters landing? So there's just these little tiny helipads, which I thought, and there's 2 helicopters, so 2 helipads, and it was pretty incredible to watch them come in. This is a once in a lifetime experience because this is the part of the reef that has the Hardy Reef heart. It's pretty cool. I've only seen it in pictures and with other people going, or when Oprah went, something like that. So to see the reef from the air was magical. We got to snorkel by ourselves, and we got a guided snorkel tour. It was pretty cool.
Yes. So the first day we did a guided snorkel tour with our guide for that day, which was Augustine. And he took us along. They have a buoy rope that sort of guides people the best places to go to see the reef. And he took us along there and gave us some history of the reef and showed us some of the sites that you might want to make sure you check out. He talked about all kinds of interesting facts about the reef, which made it really special.
Well, and one thing to remember is that this is in the middle of, of the ocean. So you're going to experience a current or two. So we actually had to get onto a boat and drive to the one part of the reef, and so we could coast. Is that the right word? Coast. We could float down that line. And I have to say that the current was pretty strong. So it's not that you need to be an experienced snorkeler, but they make it so that if you're either experienced or not experienced, they had a rope there that you could hold on to.
And they also had a boat to bring you back if you weren't up to the swim, which was good.
Yeah, it really was. Very safe.
We felt very safe for sure.
So guess what Petra decided to do?
So there were several dive instructors, and Augustine was one of them. But Tregan, who was an absolute doll, was the one who
convinced me
to try a scuba dive for the very first time. And it was so well set up. I didn't have a moment where I was concerned at all. Our friend Lynn that we had made on the ferry, she has been on a dive before, but she didn't feel experienced enough to go on the open dive. So she did it with me. And there were several other people.
Yeah.
We got suited up. They took us down these stairs into what I think they called it a moon pool, which is sort of under the pontoon, in the water, sort of up to our chest. And we got a chance to try breathing through the mask, the regulator, and then going underwater to see how it felt, learning how to push our ears so that it didn't hurt. And then when it was time to actually go diving, Tregan had me in one hand, Lynn in another, and never let go of us. He would sometimes put our hands together and hold them with one hand so he could adjust things on himself or on us. Our regulators are how deep, and I'm not sure how it all works. I am clearly not a real diver. But it was such a great experience. And to be scuba diving for the very first time on the Great Barrier Reef.
I think needless to say, it was just an overall great experience and worth the money that you have to spend for the dive to have, being taught very well on how to do it. And they're really kind about it being your first time and being nervous and things like that.
Absolutely.
This is Tregan. He took me on my first dive.
And it was great. We saw some cool things.
Amazing things. Trevally?
Saw some giant trevally, saw some wrasses, a couple of angelfish, saw some parrotfish.
It was amazing.
It was good.
And a whole lot of reef. Thank you.
No worries.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can even understand what a sunset is like out on the ocean at the Great Barrier Reef.
It was amazing. And then because we were so far from light pollution, we could see the stars. Now, unfortunately, our cameras could not pick up what we saw. It was like I felt something when I was looking up at those stars.
Yeah, there's
And-
nothing like it.
And the pods were very comfortable, but I was so excited to be out there. I didn't sleep well. I woke up a lot, and pretty much every time I woke up, I would go and sneak down one way or sneak down the other. When I say that, it wasn't like I was doing something I shouldn't do. I mean, I was being quiet, so I would be at a bail set so that I could see the stars from different points on the pontoon, and it was just stunning.
Plus, there were all the fish too. They turn on some of the pontoon lights, and the fish are drawn to the light, and so you could see the fish jumping, and it was incredible.
You know, most of the time when you go somewhere, you either have an opportunity to see an amazing sunrise or you have an opportunity to see amazing sunset based on where you are in the world and what coast you're on. Guess what?
Got to see both.
It was beautiful. They served us an amazing breakfast, and then we got our chance to go on the semi-sub.
That was cool. And we got to see that big fish.
Yes, George
the fish.
Yeah, what kind of fish was he?
He was like a big fish.
A grouper.
A grouper.
He was a huge grouper. I don't remember his stats, but we do know them. I'll put it on the screen. Right here.
But I just think that it's one of the most amazing experiences next to the whales that we've ever done.
It was so well organized.
Unbelievable.
So well executed. Nobody wanted for anything.
Mm-mm.
There were showers shared, obviously. There were bathrooms, again, shared, obviously. But there was enough that nobody ever felt like, oh, I have to wait for something. They did such a good job taking care of us and meeting every need that you could possibly have. We highly recommend this. If you are going to be on the east coast of, I was going to say the east coast of Florida. If you're going to be on the east coast of Australia,
you need to go.
Find
a way to go.
Get there, because it was an experience that you cannot replicate elsewhere, and it was worth every penny. And if we were given an opportunity to do it again, I absolutely would.
And to tell you the truth, they only take 16 reservations a day. So there's only 16 reservations to stay overnight. So if you really do want to go, you definitely have to plan for it. And would I do it again? 1,000,000%. I can't wait for the opportunity, maybe for my 80th birthday. Maybe we could go for my 80th birthday.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
So 2 thumbs up, 5 stars. Go see it.
Yes.
Reef World, Cruise by Whitsundays. We'll put the details in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment, share. Come back and see us again.
Say something.
Bye.
Goodbye.